Air podcast. My name is Vaca. I'll be your captain today. And we have a treat for you today. We are a traveling podcast this afternoon. In this lunch hour, we are in Fort Lauderdale. And I am sitting here. I have the pleasure of our corporate trainers joining me today on the show. So introduce your guys' selves, ladies.
So I am Kiara Cimperman. I primarily oversee our GAT University product and help out on our Spirit, Allegiant, Breeze, and UPS contracts.
Nice. Welcome, Kiara.
Okay.
I'm Michaela Jones. I am the corporate training manager that is primary over our Spirit contract. Of course, I help on JetBlue a little bit, and anytime my partner here, Kiara, needs anything, I'm there for her.
Nice meeting you, ladies. Thank you for joining us today. So on Up in the Air, we discuss all hot topics in aviation, and today I have the pleasure of having you two, so I get to pick your guys' brains and kind of your journey, history in aviation. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth. So Kiara, I'm going to ask you first. So what's kind of been your journey in aviation? How did you get into your position? How did you start in aviation? What were some of those?
So what got me into the airport, like physically into the airport, was pushing wheelchairs with a company that's now called ProSecure, but it used to be called Aviation Safeguards. And that got me into the physical airport, and I was always interested and fascinated being around the aircraft and interacting with the customer service agents at the gates and like the ticket counters, and they're always like, yeah, come on board, it's fun, I promise. So when British Airways actually got introduced into Pittsburgh for the first time, that's what actually got me into being a customer service agent and brought me deeper into aviation. And then since then I've been with Allegiant, British Airways, Cathay Pacific for cargo.
Oh, wow. And it was all in wheelchairs, right?
It all started with wheelchairs, and
nice.
Now I'm with GAT and I was a supervisor for both above and below wing. I was cross-utilized, so I was able to work dual shifts like that.
Wow.
I was a general manager and an ops manager for GAT as well. And now I'm in the corporate training because I have a lot of knowledge. I've been wearing a lot of hats, and I just want to share it with everybody.
Nice. That's quite a resume. You're based out of where, Kiara?
I currently reside in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I'm based out of our headquarters of Atlanta.
In Atlanta, Georgia. Nice. And so let me ask you, Michaela, what's been your history in aviation? How'd you get into it?
Oh goodness. So my story's a little bit odd, honestly, because my grandfather flew in the Navy, and he taught me as much as he could, as long as he could, and I've got an uncle that's a pilot for Alaska, and several cousins that are in flight school, and I've got about 30 hours of flight time myself on a private.
Oh, nice. So you have some flying experience.
A little bit.
Are you trying to be a pilot?
Maybe one day.
Got it. It's been a hobby for you, kind of.
It is.
Okay, nice.
I enjoy flying. But honestly, I fell in love with this side of it. When COVID hit, I was laid off from a position, and COVID. So
right. We're all still recovering, so yeah.
Right. So I took a small position as a ramp agent at my flight school. So I was hand pushing prop airplanes.
Oh wow.
Like no equipment. You're literally just pushing the airplane back.
Really?
And so from there, I continued looking for work, and eventually was hired on as an administrative assistant at Houston Hobby for GAT. Delta
nice.
Was our contract there, and Nate Durflinger was my manager at the time.
Oh, cool! I know Nate.
Yeah,
Nate's a cool guy.
He's great. And
shout out Nate.
He's back at United now. I miss him so much, but I talk
Right.
to him on a regular basis, of course. My first day on the job, he walks in, and I've been qualified as a ramp agent just for the qualification because it was interesting.
Right.
And he goes, Michaela, our charter came in a little early, so I have a Red Sox charter on the ground, and I need help unloading this plane. So, in my business casual dress clothes and heels in the rain.
You're out there.
we were out there. Thank goodness
Nice.
we had some ramp agents show up and
Right.
help us out.
But you're ready to throw down, right? You're ready to get out there.
Absolutely.
Roll your sleeves up, right, and get out there.
Yes,
Nice.
and I've been rolling my sleeves up ever since. And
Nice.
so when they gave me the opportunity to become DI qualified as a trainer, I took it, and then I learned as much as I could. And
Right.
I think a year into my position with GAT, they offered me a corporate training manager's position.
Oh,
I thought I was going to be
it's
on
amazing.
Delta.
Right.
Wayne Newberger at the time, he asked, can you take care of our Spirit product?
Right.
And at first I was like, I don't know this airline. I don't know. I've never been qualified on this
Right.
airline. But honestly, it's been the greatest gift that
Right.
GAT has given me. This is the best business partner. I love working with Spirit. Their training team has been amazing. Welcomed me with open arms, and so.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And that's honestly the extent
Right.
of my aviation knowledge. I don't have the resume that Kiara has here.
But I think both of you've been put into a position, right? And how different your guys is, but still, ironically in line, your guys' experience puts you in the position you guys are. And I still feel that, like in aviation, and for all our listeners and audience, this show is to portray and give an insight to people who are trying to get into aviation or don't know anything about it, right? Because there's so many different areas of aviation, whether you're flying an aircraft or putting in hours to fly, become a pilot. I was interviewing somebody else that was trying to become a pilot and got into it and got into the corporate side of it, right? So aviation has so many areas and departments you can get into, but getting into the areas that you got, how you got into it, whether it's pushing wheelchairs or you were out there, in your experience, you're here now, right? And in your positions, I just kind of want to touch on that really quick with corporate training. So you guys have an important piece of the business, right? It's the training piece. So I want to ask two of you, the both of you, and you guys can answer one at a time. Why is training so important to the business side of what we do here?
Do you want to take it?
Yeah.
I will say that training is important because, we care about our employees that are around us. And in order for them to stay safe, we have to train them properly so that way, they're coming in with a pulse and leaving with a pulse. Something that I've always preached to, like our ramp teams, you come in with 10 fingers, 10 toes, you're going to leave with 10
like
fingers,
that.
10
I like
toes,
that.
and you better have that
Not
pulse
9,
with you.
right? Not 9.
Well,
right?
if you came in with 9, then
You're gonna leave with 9.
you're going to leave with the 9.
Right.
If you grow in an extra appendage, then that would be a problem.
Right. Right.
Well, it's something I always say is, training is the beginning of everything in this
Right.
industry. How can we expect our agents to go out there and be safe and practice safe security and all that if they don't know the basics
Right.
of doing those things? So it's our jobs to make sure that our trainers and our managers are ready to give them that information so
Right.
that we can help them be safe out there.
No, and I think you guys hit it on the head. Anybody in aviation understands, or any job knows that safety is the number one core value, right? It's like
Absolutely.
if you don't even have it as a foundation to build your operation or your house, right? Everything else crumbles. So no, I love it, and I appreciate you guys sharing that insight. So for anybody that's trying to climb the ladder, and I love your guys' stories, right? Getting out in the rain and pushing wheelchairs, like how getting into your position, what could you tell somebody out there? Like what are some things that they can do or start with first? Going into a position like yours.
So starting out of based off of my experience, I was someone who was always wanting to know more. And that's how I got to where I'm at is, okay, I pushed wheelchairs, let's try something different.
Right.
I'm a customer,
expanding on that knowledge,
always
right?
expanding.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you just start going up the ladder or your steps, however you want to, word it,
Right.
and just find your niche and
Nice.
just
I
go
love
with
that.
it.
Right. What about you, Michaela? What's your thoughts on that?
So I grew up in a house where, my mom had what we used to consider a man's job.
Right.
My mom is she's an operator for a chemical plant down where we live in Houston.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things she always instilled in me, and it worked. So I preach this to all of our agents and trainers. If you want to grow, you find the jobs that nobody wants to do.
Love it.
You learn them, you do the best you can at them, and you become the expert on it.
Right.
And then somebody's going to notice that, because it's the small things that add up. So, lavatory, a lot of agents are not a fan of lavatory.
Right.
But
things that people don't want to do, right?
But if you're the agent that knows that in and out, and you can do it without making a mess,
right. There we go.
then eventually they're going to ask you, hey, will you be a trainer?
Right.
And then, kind of like me, hey, you're a really good trainer. Can you come train one of my trainers in the station?
Love it.
You know, it happens so fast. Like I said, I mean, I was only with GAT for a year before they approached me with this position. And it's only been 2 years since we took on this. And you know, it's been fast.
Nice. Yeah. And you know, I think for anybody who's looking into anything moving into a position fast, like to what you're referencing, what you're saying, okay, it's just you gotta roll your sleeves up, just like you said. Get out in the rain, learn new things, do the things that people don't want to do. Show that, and I always talk to people. Like, two things that are free, right? Attitude and effort.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You can learn the rest, right? So that's great. Well, so I am going. There's a lot to learn, or a lot about you guys. So on the show, I always ask some things to get to know you a little better. So I'm gonna ask two things, right? Number one, what's your favorite food? What do you guys like? I'll go with you. In the places you live, what's the favorite food you like to eat? And you're from where again?
I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've only lived there since March of this year, though, so I haven't really gotten to try a lot of like restaurants in the area or get any local eats. But I will say, overall, my favorite food, and it's gonna sound really goofy and how I'm gonna say this, but Dino Nuggies in the air fryer.
Dino Nuggies in the air fryer.
Didn't we have this conversation at lunch yesterday?
Yes, yes.
And I
but
think
that
you
is
can find that at Costco, right?
yeah,
Dino?
Costco,
Or
Walmart,
Nice.
you know, Food Lion, whatever you have, Publix.
Dino
Harris
Nuggets
Teeter.
in the air fryer. See, you learned something new, everybody. Kiara, your corporate trainer, loves Dino Nuggets in the air fryer. So
You gotta
Yeah.
say it.
love it.
You gotta say it right, Baka. It's
It's
Dino
Dino
Nuggies.
Nuggies.
Dino Nuggies, there you
Nuggies.
go. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's not nuggets.
Love it.
Nuggies.
Learning something new about you guys every day. How about you, Kayla? Where you based out of? Houston, right?
Yeah, I'm based out of Houston.
All right. We're gonna say barbecue.
Oh man.
One of my artists said one of my guests on the last show was like, I love barbecue. So we had this Kansas City back and forth. So what's your favorite
All right.
down in Houston?
So, honestly, we have some great barbecue places. In
Oh, I
fact,
bet.
my husband's family, we run a barbecue place. It's called Daniel's Meat Market. It is phenomenal barbecue. However, I can't say barbecue is my favorite anymore
Right.
because I've eaten so much of it.
Oh yeah, I bet.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love sushi.
Ooh,
It's
give me 5 for that one.
Oh, sushi.
sushi's it.
We love
Yeah.
sushi back home. I think my daughter's starting to like it too a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite roll? What kind of sushi you like?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I'm a big Philadelphia roll guy. California is like basic, right?
Yeah, we're talking basic. That's like
Oh,
basic
yeah. Oh,
sushi.
yeah. But I love the Philadelphia. It's a little spicy, so.
So I really like sashimi. So I really like tuna sashimi, more specifically.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do the salmon. Salmon gets a little slimy for
I
me.
know, right.
Just not it.
Good. So you're a sushi girl. Good. So we learned two new things about you girls. Good. You know, I guess I don't really have a controversial question. I'm gonna take it easy on you all this time.
Okay.
I usually try to ask a controversial, but I will ask you to end the show. We're here at the Spirit Trading. What are some big, just takeaways for, as you guys, because you guys over Spirit contracts, or what are some of the things that you guys look forward for our audience for Spirit and some of the new things coming into 2024?
Without giving all the good stuff
Yeah.
away.
I know, it's so
'Cause
hard.
It's like, I think we have a date for that to launch out of all the new changes. We don't want to give too much away.
27th.
The
27th,
27th is when
Yeah.
we're gonna see it, like
Right.
market it out.
Good. But what are some things you guys look forward for our team here? So,
Well, I'm looking forward to the changes to come and the new format of how we're going to train our employees and coach up or coach out type of method, because we want to rebrand. We want to give our guests the best experience when coming to the airport.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming out, the changes that are going to be made is going to reflect that Spirit 2.0.
Nice, nice. How about you, Michaela? Anything for leave with our guests?
So I love that we're just starting with hello and goodbye.
Oh,
right? GAT, we already have the GAT wave. Right? So we're already a step in. We just got to make sure, across the board that we're all doing the same things.
Right.
Customer service is such a big part of aviation because, people are our industry.
Right.
And so making sure that we're saying hello, goodbye, giving somebody a smile, those make a difference in somebody's flight experience.
Oh, yeah. Initial contact with the customers.
Yes. So I'm excited to teach our agents that they have an impact on the world through, just their smile and a hey or a yellow.
Right.
And
We won't give
and a
that away.
goodbye.
If everybody knows what that means, right? So, no, love it. No, I appreciate that, and I think that the energy was great this weekend.
It's been fun.
This
Yes.
week, I say it on the weekend, but and I got to spend some time and get to know you two better. So it was
I know.
great.
Hopefully, before too long, we can get out there.
Yes.
But I think the most important thing for anybody who's trying to climb that ladder, once you get up the ladder, don't forget to roll your sleeves up sometimes.
Yeah, right. And then, and I think someone brought that up, one of our corporate leaders that's here. It's like, getting that, there's nothing like getting that perspective, being at our front line with our employees and getting to know what's going on. And there's certain levels people got to run the business, but at the end of the day, we know what our people need, and it's about our people at the end of the day. So, and you guys know that you work with them every day.
My favorite day is the day on the ramp.
Right, there we go. I love it. So, we're out of time. So I think we need to go get some food, right? It's lunchtime.
Yeah, lunchtime.
But it was a pleasure to spend the time with you and interview you and pick your guys' brain. Michaela and Kiara, our corporate trainers, thank you for having us. And join us again on Up in the Air podcast this week.